Hello, friends. Today is World Mental Health Day. So, I wish all of you mental and emotional well being. And to celebrate this day, I'm going to start my second season of the podcast that you all had heard earlier under Face Everything and Rise. So, my second season is about self awareness and the importance of knowing ourselves better in order to be the champion of our life. Most of you are too young to have heard of Billie Jean King, who had won 39 Grand Slam titles. She was an ace US tennis player, and she believed that self-awareness is the only important thing towards being a champion. So, do you want to be a champion of your life? Do you want to master your emotions? Do you want to take control of your reactions so that you evolve into a better human being? My podcast will give you the tools and strategies for doing so. So, the purpose of my podcast is to help you negotiate the roller coaster of emotions and challenges that we face in life. And self awareness is a very, very important tool for success in any domain. To know yourself is something which is essential for being a good leader, to have enriching relationships, to have a successful and fulfilling life. If we go back in history, the Apollo temple at Delphi had a carving that read, "Know thyself," which is relevant even today. And self-awareness has been described as the metaskill of the 21st century by Dr. Tasha Eurich, an organizational psychologist who coaches and trains some of the top CEOs of the big companies in USA. So, what is self-awareness? She describes it as the ability to have the will and the skill to see yourself clearly. And she believes that what is very important is to understand and get an insight into how I see myself, how others see me, and what is my role in this world. I've been a teacher for 40 years. Today, I am a mindset and emotional empowerment coach. But I shall always be a teacher because teaching is my passion. And I thrive when I teach, whether I speak to an audience of 150 or 400 or a small group of 20, 25 people. Teaching is something which comes from within. It stimulates me to share, impact, and make a difference in the lives of the people that I touch, whether it's in a hall or through a podcast like this. So, what is self-awareness all about? It is the ability to recognize and understand one's own thoughts, feelings, and our behavior, so as to better control our emotional responses and make informed decisions. Most mental health problems come from lack of congruence between what we want for ourselves and what others expect of us. And it is this friction that leads to conflict that makes it difficult for us to live life on others' terms rather than the life that I want to live on my own terms. So, one of the most important things that we can do if we really want to take control of our emotions, take control of our feelings, take control of our reactions and responses to the situations that we find ourselves, is self-knowledge. Remember, know thyself. So self-knowledge has two aspects. It has an internal aspect and it has an external aspect. Now, the internal aspect is all about the values, the passions, and your behavior pattern, which you can control, which you can manage, which you can modify. External factors are circumstances, situations, which is beyond our control. And that is actually dependent on how other people see us, how my boss sees me, how my spouse sees me, how my children see me, how my colleagues see me, how my superiors see me. I have no control over that. But what I do have control is over what I bring to this world. So to help you understand that, I will speak about 7 pillars of insight. Insight from within. Look within you to understand what you are and how you behave. So the most important, of course, are our values. Do you agree with me? So what are values? Values are the principles of our life. They are the foundation of those principles we have acquired right from the time we were children, from our parents, from our teachers, from the elders in our family, maybe our community leaders. And they create the foundation on which we react or respond. They set norms. They set certain principles which become the basis of our action. So values are very important and they are the roots. They hold us to our very being, our spiritual being, the better self in us, okay, the higher self in us, so to say. Then comes passion. Passion is what we love to do. Passion is what we enjoy doing. Passion is something that we embrace out of joy, excitement, enthusiasm. It can be something like painting, it can be something like music, it can be dance, it can be speaking, it can be communication, it can be cooking. There's so many things that one likes to do. It can be your work. Work is worship, as Gandhi says. So if you find passion in the work you do, then you will thrive. Aspiration. Aspiration is what you want to accomplish or what you want to experience in your life, right? It could be travel. It could be acclaim. It could be name. It could be fame. It could be appreciation. It could be promotion. It could be a better workplace. So what is your aspiration? And then how do you fit into the work that you do? Whether you're a family man, a homemaker, or whether you go to work in a particular office or academia, what is your role over there? And how do you equip yourself to carry out that role to the best of your ability? Look within you What are your capabilities? What do you need to learn to equip yourself so that you acquit yourself better? Also, find out what are the patterns of your behavior. How do you behave? How do you react? How do you respond? What are the triggers that make you angry, that make you excited, that make you enthusiastic, right? That peps you up or pulls you down. So, what are those triggers? And how do you react when these triggers affect you? How do you react? Is it an outburst of anger, or do you shut up and go within and behave like a withdrawn, recluse person? So we need to know how we react. And better than reaction is always response. That is why I remember when I was in school, in Shillong and Loreto, the nuns would tell us, count up to 10 before you say anything. Now I understand the value of that. How important is it that to give our mind that time, to allow that experience to sink in, and rather than reacting in anger or on impulse, think before we respond. So respond and not react. And if you want to learn more about this, I have a podcast on this, which is in my season 1, Face Everything and Rise. And finally, impact. What impact are you making on this world? That impact is based on your relationship with the world. How you face the world, on what terms you face the world. Do you have empathy? Do you have compassion? Do you forgive and forget easily? How you communicate, what is your body language? All that comes in when we speak of impact, and more about these things in my later episodes of this season 2 podcast series. So I want to close on that note today, that self-awareness is the underlying foundation. It is the basis of all the skills you need to succeed in the 21st century. If you want to acquire mental and emotional resilience, if you want to be a person of influence, if you want to be a person who is able to persuade others to your way of thinking, whether it is in marketing or sales or any kind of work that you do to earn a living, then self-awareness is vital. Because according to Daniel Goleman's model of emotional intelligence, self-awareness is the starting point of acquiring intrinsic motivation or motivation from within, practicing empathy for others, where you feel for others like you feel for yourself, acquire SQ or social skills, social quotient, and most important is you learn how to regulate your own reactions to the conditions or circumstances you find yourself. So self-regulation. So all these aspects of emotional intelligence, they start from self-awareness. And so I want all of you to look within and ask yourself these 4 questions, okay? What do I feel? How do I respond? What moves me to act? And how do I connect? So if you like this podcast, I would like you to subscribe, comment, and share it with people in your own community or circle of friends and near and dear ones, so that they can benefit from the few nuggets I have shared with you today. As I've told you, I've been a teacher for many long years. I have brought up adolescents. I've nurtured them. I've understood what are their fears, their frustration in their growing up years. And it's very important, therefore, to be aware of your own strengths and weaknesses and self-regulate yourself so that you can become a better person, a stronger person from within, who can face any trial, any tribulation, any challenge in life and come out a winner. So step into greatness, step into your greatness by trying to understand yourself better. Thank you. I wish you well.